So hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to be doing today's Vlogmas day 6 or 7. I honestly can't remember. I'm going to be doing a video that every typical YouTuber does whenever they move to a new country. I'm going to be doing 3 or 5 or 10 best things I love about that country. I've lived in France for about 2 months, going on 3 on the 17th. And I think I've understand and have learned a few stuff that I actually love about this country and just about Europe in general. So I'm gonna list them. So continue watching, I guess. Alright. Okay, so the first thing that I really love about France and just Europe in general is architecture. I actually really love it. Every single detail, especially when you go to Paris and you see just a regular building. If you really look really close at it for a couple of minutes or a few seconds, you definitely see the really great architecture and the those details that they took, all those details that they really did on those specific buildings. One that I can think of, I can't really remember, but just a regular building, like when you're next to the Eiffel Tower, there's those buildings, I don't know, they're apartments or whatever, just the way that they're built, just utterly beautiful. It's not something that I'm quite used to seeing, and I absolutely love it. I remember when I first went to Paris, and I saw just a regular building, I was like just amazed at just how beautiful it looked. The colors, it's just really beautiful, especially in autumn, when the leaves started to change color. It just really, the city just comes alive. It's just so beautiful. The second thing that I really love about Paris is the people. Not just talking about your everyday person, person just walking down the streets. They're actually really nice. At first, when we went to Paris, we took the train, and now I'm from the Caribbean. We don't have trains. My country is really small. The area we live in has less people than my country, but it's bigger than my country, so that's kind of laughable. But yeah, we don't really have trains or really big buses, just really small buses and stuff. So when I first took the train, I took with my stepmother, but the second time we went with my sister, just so that we could, figure out on our own, and we got lost. So I was really scared because I've heard stories about Parisians and how rude they are and how really mean they are, and especially me of my color being black. I was really scared of talking to a white person or a white male. I think the females are a bit much nicer, but the males are really harsh. So I was really scared about talking to someone, and there was this older person. In my country, we actually value old people. We really like them, and when I grew up, I remember every kid from the village I lived in used to sit around a older person, like really old age, and they used to tell a story. So whenever I'm lost, I always go to an older person because where I'm from, we value old people. So I saw this old guy, and he was looked like he was on his phone, and I was really scared to ask him, but I walked up to him and I asked him. I told him that this is my first time in France. I have never been on a train, and I think we took the wrong train, because when we were coming back, we were supposed, I don't know how to explain it, but anyways, so at first he said something, and I was really scared, so I pushed myself back. I was scared that he would say a racist slur, or maybe he would start arguing with me because I was troubling him. But he actually just told me, "Could you speak louder?" And he was just so nice, and he actually helped us. And we've had many other experiences with that, of other people just being really nice. So the stereotype about Parisian being really mean, I've never experienced it. Maybe you have. Maybe you've just caught someone on their bad days. But I don't think because you've caught someone on a bad day, that means you should generalize them as being really mean people. They're basically not, at least in my experience. Okay, so the next one would have to be the pride of the French. That is something that I'm not used to in a country. So let me explain what that means by the pride of the French. French people have a really amazing pride, not just in their country, but even outside. Where I'm from, there is pride of your country, but it's always when you leave. That's when you become prideful of your country. Like foreigners, foreign Saint Lucians, people who have left Saint Lucia and have gone to another country, that's when they become very prideful. There are some people in St. Lucia that are very prideful of their country, who love their culture and everything, but it's not as a big thing. But here, there's so much pride. For example, right? If you walk up to someone and you cannot speak French, but you can speak a little bit, just by speaking to them, oh my God, is about to die. Just about speaking. Let me explain what that means, because it actually is a very beautiful thing. Where I'm from, which is Saint Lucia, there people have a lot of pride of their country, but it's very different. When we leave our country and we see a different culture, that's when we become very prideful. And a lot of Saint Lucians would not admit that, but that's actually it, because in St. Lucia, a lot of people say, overseas is better, there's a better life. But when they leave, that's when they start to appreciate what they had in back home. And now let me explain what that means here. The French people, they love their culture, they love their architecture, they love France, and they love everything about it. And when something isn't right with them, they protest, and they get stuff done. In my country, when teachers are like not paid properly, they would strike for one day, and that would be it. That literally be it. Right now, it's been about 3 weeks since there's been riots going around for the I think that they hyped up the tax for gas or fuel. I'm not really sure. I think it's fuel and tax as well. Tax in general, and they're going crazy for that. And to be honest, I kind of understand, because if you're getting paid a certain amount of money and they're taking so much money out of you, plus they still have tax and other stuff, it's crazy. And there's so much tax here that I didn't even know about. In my country, these taxes don't even exist. But I remember one time, to make a and this is how prideful they are, to make a French person really happy and smile is when you introduce yourself as a non-French person, but you speak French to them. I remember one time I met someone and I told them that I wasn't French, and I started speaking French to them, and they started smiling and they said, "Wow, your accent is amazing. You sound so French. It's so beautiful." Like they love their language, and that's the pride of the French. And I think it's so beautiful. I think it's so amazing that they have that pride, and they have that kind of identity that they love, and it's so intoxicating and so inspiring. I don't know, I can't really explain it, but you have to see it to understand it. You have to talk to a French person and tell them, when they tell you about their culture and everything, they are so prideful and they love it so much, and it's so intoxicating. It makes you prideful of your own country and happy to be here in France. And that's basically it. That's basically the top 3 things I love about France. There are things that I don't like about it. If you want to see that, I'll definitely do a video talking about that. But the number one thing that I love about living here in France is the pride of the French. I love how they love their culture, and how they love people loving their culture, and hate people for hating their culture as well. That's something that I really love about here, and it's taught me a lot. It taught me to appreciate my own culture as well, and appreciate other people's culture. And the French culture is pretty awesome too. Okay, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you understand what I was saying about the pride of the French, which is, like I said, extremely beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye. I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Hopefully, I'm sorry that it's not that exciting. I haven't been doing that much. Like I said, there's a riot going on in Paris, so I can't really go in the major sites and like do vlogs of me going there, because it's too dangerous at the moment. But hopefully it picks up and gets better. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye bye.